Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a new tea to review today, and it's this little guy. If you've been into a David's Tea store recently, you will know exactly what this is. It is Cardamom Macchiato. So let's go ahead and read all the little information first. On top it just says sneak peek launching September 11th. So that day has come and passed already, and this tea is now in stores. Cardamom Macchiato, a white tea. Turkish coffee lovers, meet your new obsession. A deep and mellow white and black tea spiked with cardamom, coffee beans, and a smooth dollop of cream. The ingredients are white tea, black tea, cardamom seeds and husk, apple, coffee bean, rose hips, and natural and artificial flavoring. On this little sneak peek guy, there is a 20% off coupon, and I believe you could use this on your choice of items. So hopefully I can use it on some loose tea. But let's open it up, give it a smell, and see what it looks like. So to be honest, I don't love the smell of this tea. To me, it has almost like a medicinal sort of smell. And I'm not honestly sure where that smell would be coming from. I guess maybe like it's kind of an herby, like almost like a black licorice sort of scent, which I know a lot of people aren't a fan of. And since it came in this little tiny packet, I just dumped it out onto a plate so we could like get a better look at it. So I can definitely see the coffee beans and the cardamom. And if you look really closely, you can see the rose hips as well. Definitely see the tea leaves. And these guys are the little chunks of apple. I feel like it's kind of weird that they put rose hips and apple in with coffee beans, but I guess we'll wait and see because it's not smelling super appealing to me right now, but maybe once we get it like steeped, it'll taste a little different. So let's just go ahead and steep it. This might actually be enough for 2 perfect spoons, but I'm just gonna go all out today. When I got the sample of this tea, I was really excited to try it because it sounds really good. Recently, I have been getting really into coffee. So I was like, ooh, cardamom macchiato, like that sounds good. Cause also I love cardamom, like the David's Tea cardamom French toast is so delicious. Like that is probably one of my top 10 favorite teas of all time, especially for fall and winter, which is like just around the corner right now. So I was like, ooh, cardamom, coffee beans, macchiato, like that all sounds really appealing to me. So I was really excited about the name and just like what I was assuming it would be like. But when I smelled it in the store, I was just like, cause I had to go back. I actually had to do a return. I did get the chance to smell this one ahead of time. And yeah, I was like, I was a little bit let down cause I guess I sort of was imagining like a coffee and cream flavor with like some spice to it. But like with this, obviously I'm smelling the coffee, but it doesn't really have other spices besides cardamom in it. So I feel like it would have been just a little more like what I imagined if it did have maybe some cinnamon or some cloves in with it. So it could be like a spiced like coffee macchiato sort of feel. David's Tea has done coffee tea hybrids a few times before, and most of them I think are really good. They had one called Espresso Yourself when I first started working at David's Tea. It was a black tea and it had coffee and cinnamon, and it was meant to be like an espresso sort of feel, so a nice strong coffee flavor. Back then I really wasn't into coffee though, so I didn't really like it. But they've always had coffee pour, which is a pour tea, so it's like rich and earthy and dark. So that one's a pretty simple coffee tea hybrid. It only really has those 2 ingredients, like the tea leaves and the coffee beans, with just like a little bit of flavoring. So that one's kind of nice, but it is pretty earthy and dark and like rich. So for some people it's a little too much, especially if you prefer more of the tea side than the coffee side. And then also Jumpy Monkey, which is a mate tea. I really love the concept of Jumpy Monkey because it has chocolate, carob, coffee beans, so it's almost like a mocha kind of feel, but then you're also getting the energizing properties of the mate, so you're getting caffeine and matine, and you're just like hyped up. It tastes good, it tastes kind of desserty because it's like the chocolate, so that one is super awesome. There was one that I actually have, I have in this tin here, Mudslide. That was a rooibos tea that was part of the cocktail collection, and that one is like chocolate and coffee, but in like a tea that doesn't have caffeine naturally. So that one was really interesting too. So I'm thinking this one will probably make a really good latte as well, because it is coffee flavored, and I feel like coffee tea hybrids inherently sort of lend themselves well to like a latte. Especially because of the cardamom, because cardamom French toast is, in my opinion, one of the best lattes you could ever have, like in the entire world. So I think it would make a good latte, but just based off the smell before I try it, I can't imagine myself like running out to get more of this. So this might be the only time I try it, so I might not even have the chance to try it as a latte. So now that this new collection is out, I can kind of talk about that too. I didn't know how many new teas to expect. It's sort of like the yearly chai collection sort of thing, like when we just start to get like the fall teas. So this was sort of like a big fall collection. There was a lot of new teaware, and there was a super cute fox on a lot of the different items. But I just don't really buy a lot of mugs or new teaware. I just prefer like a nice clear glass mug for my tea. And I have so many mugs and infusers. Like basically what I'm saying is I'm all set. So for me to buy like a new mug or new teaware, it has to be something like crazy spectacular, or else like I'm not super interested. I was kind of expecting like a good handful of teas that I haven't tried yet, but in this collection there was just this cardamom macchiato, pumpkin chai came back, and s'mores chai came back, which I'm fully stocked. But then I was so excited to see that there was a chaga chai in this collection. Chaga is like basically a magical mushroom that I hear mentioned a lot lately on YouTube, especially. A lot of the channels that I watch have been talking about chaga lately. So when I saw that DAVIDStea was doing a chaga chai, I was like, cool, I can finally try this mushroom. Then I found out that the chaga chai is only available online. So unfortunately that means I won't be purchasing it, because I just prefer to get like the DAVIDStea experience in the store. I don't like to order online anything really, especially like a tea with a mushroom ingredient. I feel like it was a huge miss to only do that online, because like it's been something that I feel like everyone would have wanted to smell before they commit to buying, especially because online you can only buy in 2-ounce increments. You can't buy just like enough to try a cup or two. And I can't imagine like committing to that amount of tea of something that like I just want to try to kind of see if I like. Like I don't know. I wouldn't count on loving that tea, because I mean, it's mushroom tea. It sounds really weird, but also kind of cool. So I'm super let down by that, and I really am tired of the online exclusives. I'm gonna assume that our tea is about ready to go. There are some white tea leaves in here, so we want to be careful not to oversteep. So I'm just gonna take it right out. So I feel like we're getting a little bit of color from the coffee, but not a whole lot. It's not as dark as I expected. And it still has that sort of like medicine sort of scent, in my opinion. So hopefully I didn't oversteep it, but there's nothing left to do but to try it. Let's see. Okay, it's not bad. Okay, so I still taste that little like medicine sort of smell. Like I do taste it a little bit, but definitely it's not like coming through as strongly as it did in the scent. So that's good, I like that. It might be because I drank like an actual macchiato this morning, so I have like a fresh frame of reference to compare it to, but I'm not tasting a lot of coffee. I mean, I taste the cardamom and I really like that, because cardamom is so like special and warming. Like it's one of those things that like really warms you from the inside out and gives you like sort of a cozy, warm, fuzzy kind of feeling. So I appreciate the heavy dose of cardamom. It almost tastes like there's some black pepper in here, but there isn't. I think it was a cool idea to blend the black and the white tea, because like it would be sort of like overpowering to put coffee beans just with white tea. Like I feel like that would have been weird. But if you put too much black tea, it would be very strong, like the coffee pour is. It's really a strong, like bold flavor for people who prefer tea. So I do feel like it was a good idea to put in white tea leaves and black tea leaves, because the coffee is not overpowering the tea like it would if it was just a white tea, but the tea isn't trying to compete with the coffee like it would be if it was just black tea. It doesn't have as much creamy flavor as I thought, because it says like spiked with cardamom, coffee beans, and a smooth dollop of cream. I'm not tasting too much like vanilla creaminess, but I really like it. I think it's a really unique flavor because it's very different than just a chai, like a spiced tea coffee hybrid that we haven't really seen anything like that in quite some time. So I'm into it. I think it's really cool. You know, I'm not let down by this tea. I'm really into it, but I only wish that it had an awesome collection surrounding it to like help support it and complement it. I'm really let down by the fact that the other new tea is only online and that the rest of the collection are things that I've tried before. I hope you guys enjoyed my look at the cardamom macchiato. I'm not sure I'll buy any of it for myself, but I am really glad that I had the opportunity to at least try it. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried any of DaVidStea's coffee and tea hybrids and what you think. Like, do you like coffee and tea blended together, or do you think it's best that they stay separate? I like both on their own, but I am open to hybrids like this. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.